All right, I'm Brent Leary.
I'm Paul Greenberg.
We are on location with the CRM Playaz, Pleasanton, California.
Last time I was here was, I am not kidding, 1998, and I was at the PeopleSoft building in Pleasanton, and guess what? Oracle's still doing PeopleSoft higher education out of that building. I saw it yesterday. It was astonishing.
I actually kind of forgot about PeopleSoft after they got bought, but you know.
Yeah, well, Oracle didn't apparently.
That's right. Okay, so we are here in Pleasanton, California at, is this like the Zoho US headquarters, or has that shifted officially to Austin, Texas?
For now, it's Zoho US headquarters, but it will soon shift to Austin,
If you
Texas.
have anything to say about it.
Absolutely.
Well, he has already shifted to Austin, and he is. I want to. I don't even know what the title is for you anymore here at Zoho. I know you were a chief evangelist, but you do way more than that.
What do we call him? Chief Everything?
Yeah, he's chief everything.
Actually, I never had a title on my business card. That's why I prefer it. It's more like a whatever it takes thing.
All right, so he is the chief of whatever it takes for Zoho. Raju Vegesna, thanks for having us, man.
Thank you for having me here.
So this is Analyst Day number 4, and it's already bigger and better than it was the previous 3 years. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Now, we're under NDA, so Roger, just move aside. We're going to reveal everything that is under NDA so we can get this show going.
No, we can't do that.
Don't worry, they don't reveal that much anyway.
Yeah. Which was pretty revealing.
That's exactly it.
Okay, so one of the things that I think we can talk about is what you guys are doing with Zoho Academy and some of the social good stuff. So why don't we talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I mean, like Zoho University is something we started back in 2004 now. Well, a long time already.
Oh, you were like
15
9.
years. The fundamental idea was different. You know, one, we don't believe in a few things, which is student debt. People getting into debt, making them debt slaves, and we philosophically are opposed to that. So what can we do about it? And so we started, and that's the point number one. There's a second point where there's no correlation between your performance in school and your job at work.
Yeah.
Then we said, why are we even asking people's resumes and college degrees for hiring? Why don't we directly not do that and hire people? So we said, okay, let's start hiring kids right out of high school. And then instead of just hiring any kids, obviously we looked and went to high schools, talked to the management and said, point us towards kids who would otherwise not consider higher education, may not have the resources, or they would have to raise significant debt to even consider higher education. Said, why don't you point us to them? And they did. So we went to 6 different kids and to their parents and said, hey, this is a program we are thinking where we will train your kids for about a year and a half, and basically for free. And on top of it, because in some cases they come from some stressed, tough economic situations, said instead of you paying us, we will pay you so that you don't have to go through. The last thing we want to do is them going through additional stress because they are taking this education.
Okay, let's stop right there for a second. So you are basically looking for kids that might have had a tough time to get into a college anyway, whether it's a financial hardship or maybe their grades weren't up to snuff. So you're giving them an opportunity to come in and learn a valuable skill and trade for technology.
Technology.
And you're saying not only do you not have to pay tuition, you actually make money while you're doing this.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. Can I sign up for that?
I was just thinking the same thing. I want to go back to school. Can I get my MBA?
And there's also another fundamental tangential one where fundamentally at a human level you realize that people are talented. Everyone has some talent or the other.
Yeah.
Now it's the responsibility of the team or the manager or the organization to recognize what that talent is and put them in the right place to succeed. When a company hires someone, you just hire someone for a job. And if they don't meet the requirement, usually just replace them with someone else. We don't look at it that way. We have had people who became excellent programmers, but then we realize that they have a different talent. They are also an artist or a musician. In some cases, they are good with, say, public speaking. We said, okay, why don't you do that too? And that is part of the culture. Now internally we kind of take it for granted, but that's another thing where when we take someone into the Zoho University program, we don't say you're being brought in for a programming thing. No, what we teach them is basic math, basic science, communication skills, and programming. Programming is just one portion of it. If you realize that they're good at marketing, well, it's that 1.5 year that helps us identify what those talents are, because at that age, they themselves don't know what they are good at. So it's also helping them realize what they are good at, and then making sure that we put them in a position to succeed. That's the fundamental idea behind Zoho University. We started with 6 folks in the first batch. Now here we are in 2019. Now we run 2 batches. Each batch is now, I think, 200, 250 people.
Wow.
And about 1,800 of our 7,000 employee base came through Zoho University.
That's amazing.
I'm proud to say that about 1,800 employees
25% of your.
do not have a college degree.
Or college debt.
Or college debt, that is more important. They're happy with what they're doing. And more important thing is, you cannot tell the difference between the person with the college degree and the person who went through this.
That's really
Well,
awesome.
that your culture is just generally like it. I remember 2 or 3 things that really struck home with me when I was first meeting you. We're close to 18 years
18
now.
years, yeah.
That's right. No.
That's incredible.
I've known you since you were born.
He was there.
Your mom and dad. When I matriculated at Zoho University. No, but one was that, as you said, you're encouraging people internally to utilize their other talents and skills. And I remember a story that Sridhar, your CEO, told me about a farm he had where he was examining, I think it was a dozen ancient grains for seeing which ones were sustainable. And that struck me amazingly, first of all. But then he told me the person running the farm used to be a Zoho programmer, who, when he found out her degrees and so on, he said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll pay you. In fact, you'll do better. And I will make you the head of this so you can actually live out the dream you actually set out to have. And at the same time, certainly makes the farm work better and advances, potentially significant advance of humanity. The other thing that blew me away was I remember, I think it was you or Sandy or someone telling me about, you have your own dance troupe, right?
Yeah. We have an in-house dance troupe. We have in-house, I would say, pretty much the music thing. We have in-house artists. We have in-house construction team. We have in-house designers, architects, and all sorts of crazy things you can imagine. And of course, like the farm that we grow their food, we bring them to our campus. Employees go pick it up and take it home.
Amazing.
And actually, the way this particular office is designed, he actually had a hand
That's
in
another
it.
thing where Sridhar noticed that I'm interested in design. He came to me and said, hey, why don't you design this? And I actually had a designer and then realized that,
Are you sure he wasn't just exploiting you as a free architect?
it's part of the learning, and that learning is spread to other regions as well. What we noticed was external person cannot design an office because we know the culture, we know how the company works, we think the spaces should reflect the culture, it should enhance this. Like every single piece I obsess about, like take this particular table, I handpicked this particular table. Why? This is not a conference table, this is a dining room table. There is no work table anywhere. I made it specific to this. Why? When people come to the office, I want them to feel like they are going home. They want to come to the office.
Wow.
So every element here is actually purchased from your home element, from sofas to dining room tables to every single element. So again, the space should reflect the company, and then the company, it kind of grow well together. In my view, all of these are related. You notice that I've been interested in it, and I've never done design prior to this. This is my first project. I stood up several times,
man.
Yeah.
but
This is a great office for those of you who can't really see it. It's a phenomenal
Yeah,
place.
and we're gonna have to speed this up because we are actually, one of his other jobs is presenting at Analyst Day, and he's on after that. But I want you to answer a rumor that's been going around. The rumor is that Zoho is going to buy the whole city of Austin.
We are going to have a significant presence in Austin, and to start off, we bought a little piece of land.
Wait a minute. All right, how little is this little piece of land you originally bought?
It's a little over 375 acres.
Yeah, just a little.
It's going to be 5 minutes from the airport, and we're going to build up a campus. We will design the space our way. It's not going to be a cuboid. It'll have the flair, the good old way, with architecture.
Amen.
Again, people should want to come to the office, not just the work. They should have fun along with it.
Right.
It's the lifestyle and all of that. When we put down roots, we want to be there the next few decades. And the reason we picked Austin is quality of living for employees. And the reason we didn't pick downtown Austin is, well, we don't want our employees to be stuck in traffic, and all of this contribute to the quality of life. And we want them to have affordable housing, to all of those. Those are all important elements, and no matter where we set up office, these are common elements, quality of life being a prime objective.
Right.
You know what? I know that you will have arrived in Austin when I go to see some music in Zoho City Limits.
Well, I know one property that he's really interested in. What's the name of that place you're gonna take me before Zoholics?
Yeah, we'll probably go to Terry Black's and try some barbecue. I think it's, yeah.
That was the real reason you moved. All right, well, Raju, we definitely appreciate you taking the time. We know you have a little, real work to do. So, once again, thanks again. And Zoholics is coming up, April, right?
April. I think early second week of April. We have been doubling. I remember Paul was the first keynote speaker in 2012. That was our first Zoholics.
2012.
We had about 60 attendees, and Paul came to me and said, "This is the first time you're doing it. You have to do it every year." And he was spot on. Since then, last year we conducted 36 Zoholics, and we have been doubling. For example, 2017, we were about 400 attendees. 2018, we were 800, 850.
Right. Wow.
We're going to double again in 2019, and again, we're hoping that we'll double again. So, and thank you for the advice, Paul. I think you were spot on that, and that was very helpful.
Well, thank you for being with us on Sharing Playaz is what I thank you for. You're
But-
the man, 18 years, man.
But he kind of left out the big thing, man. At the 2019 Zoholics, there's going to be some DJing up in there.
Yeah, and Brent signed up for it, and so it's going to be fun, and yeah, I'm
Did
certainly.
you just
looking
violate
forward.
the NDA?
Yeah. Sandy will get me on that one. All right, well, we better let him go. Once again, I'm Brent Leary.
I'm Paul Greenberg.
He's Raju. He does everything here at Zoho. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.